Hi, Patricia. How are you? Oh, please unmute your microphone, Patricia.
Good. For you, it is good evening. For me, it is good morning. No, I was saying that sorry for the delay, but I was having some connection problems. That's why I'm late.
Okay.
But fortunately, I'm here.
Hi.
How are you?
Now it's just time. You're not late.
Are you fine?
Hi. Yes, I'm fine.
Good.
Tariqul Islam sir, maybe country teacher. Tariqul Islam sir, are you from?
Are you talking to me?
No, I mean, Liliana Teresa.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Where are you from?
I am from Bagherhat.
Bagherhat, Bangladesh. Bangladesh.
Bagherhat, Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Good.
Patricia Arbona, she is my co-partner with Bangladesh chapter. She is Argentina university professor.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice and meet with you.
Thank you.
Liliana Teresa Teresca. Liliana Teresca, are you there?
How many countries have we got today, Mandmas?
I don't know. Liliana Teresa.
Juliana, where is she from? You don't know?
Argentina.
Maybe she has a problem faced internet. Tariqul Islam,
Probably.
Tariqul Islam, sir, are you from?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Where are you from, Tariqul?
G. Please tell me.
Where are you from?
I am from Bagherhat, Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. All right.
Near Forest Sundarban, seaport of Mongla.
Sarid Ghosh. Hello, Sarid Ghosh, sir. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, just joined you just now.
How are you?
Good morning.
I'm fine.
Patricia, he is Indian teacher, Sarid Ghosh.
India. Good.
Yeah, I'm from India, ma'am. Yeah.
Sarid Ghosh, she is Patricia from Argentina.
Okay, thank you. Very
nice
nice to meet you.
Very nice. Meet.
Yes, we have met before. It's a pleasure to have you
I
here
attended
today.
one more seminar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there. Yeah.
She tells very well Bengali language. Patricia.
Yes.
Sarid
You are
Ghosh.
dominating the discussion today. Most of you are from Bangladesh.
Most of Bangladesh. Khurshid Alam, sir. Patricia, I want to say to you, before starting program, please tell about our program.
All right. Good evening, everybody. For me, it is good morning because I'm from Argentina. My name is Patricia Arbona. I want to tell you how important these sessions are because it is a good opportunity for us to learn from one another and to start reflecting on all the topics that are discussed in every single session we have every week. I think that each topic is food for thought because when we finish this session, we have the opportunity to start thinking about what we have been saying, and depending on the topic, we may give it a try in our own classrooms. Although we are still having online classes, but according to the severity of the disease, some countries are already having online classes and physical classes. So we can implement what we discuss here in these sessions in our daily practices. So I find these sessions very useful for me, and not only because of the information that we can get, but also we have the opportunity to meet different educators around the world and enrich one another. That's why I find these sessions so fruitful. I hope that you will agree with me.
We are very. I hope that we are enjoy in the evening. Nice.
That's great.
Sarit Ghosh, do you say something? Do you want to say something?
Good evening, everybody from India. And I'm sure this session will be fruitful for all of us. It will be a learning experience for me also, right? And I'm very happy to be with my fellow friends from Bangladesh and Argentina. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other country present here?
Lulu,
Tulu,
Many
where are
people
you?
of Bangladesh. Many people of Bangladesh are
Yes.
supported in Argentina.
Only one from Argentina. Any
supporting,
other country besides India?
They like Maradona.
like Maradona.
Yes, he's a I'm not fond of football, but yes, he's an important figure for us. Unfortunately, he died some months ago. But yes, he's a very well-known footballer.
Khurshid Alam sir. Khurshid Alam sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, madam. Yes, ma'am. I am Mohammad Khurshid Alam of Chittagong, Bangladesh. My favorite team, Brazil. Brazil is my favorite team, and my favorite player, Neymar. Neymar is my favorite player. Every time I like Neymar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Monirujjaman sir. Monirujjaman sir.
One of our participants, Mrs. Tulu Sarkar, with attend here.
Tulu Sarkar. Tulu Sarkar.
Tulu
Where are
Sarkar
you from?
is joined in Bagerhat.
Bagerhat. Okay. Monirujjaman sir, are you there? Luliana Teresa, are you there, please?
Tulu probably is with us already.
Monirujjaman sir.
One of my colleagues, Subarna, attend here.
From Borishal, Bangladesh.
Subarna, Borishal, Bangladesh.
At present, I am
Good. And what about Tulu?
Sadiqul Islam sir. Are you there? Are you
Tell
from?
me. I am from Bagerhat.
Tariqul Islam sir, Bagerhat.
Bagerhat.
Sadiqul Islam
Tulu
sir.
Sarkar,
Sadiqul Islam sir.
Sadiqul Islam sir. Perhaps his network is very low.
Yes. Will you join my program? Oh, okay. 5 minutes. Okay. Hello. Okay. No problem.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Please, ma'am. Listen me. Hello.
Yes, we are listening. Hello.
12th June, when I back my school, my street accident.
Oh, yeah.
I know
Bike
sir
accident.
about your accident.
Very sad.
I know sir
Very
about
sad
your
news,
Very
and
sad
so
news. We hope.
And I am very wounded in this place. My God
Oh.
is help. God is my help me, and just I am very wounded. Please pray for me, everybody. Please pray for me. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yes, of course. It's a burn.
We
You
pray to
burnt
God.
yourself.
A few days, He will cover your injury.
Okay. How many persons join? Okay, most of the persons Bangladesh. Okay. Patricia, we will be wait just 2 minutes for our invited guest. Okay.
Okay.
Matma, do you know where Tulu is from? Or Morshira from? Mamtas, do you know where they are from?
Patricia, Patricia, please.
No, I was asking you if you know where Tulu and Morsheda are from.
Khurshid from Bangladesh, Bangladeshi teacher. He is Bangladeshi teacher. His region, sir, আপনার region কোথায়?
Morsheda too?
She is region probably Chittagong.
Chittagong. High school teacher.
So today Bangladesh is dominating the session.
Yes.
Most of you are from Bangladesh.
Hello, Taek. Hello, Taek. Will you join my program? Oh, okay, fine. Will you join my program? Patricia is looking for you. Okay. The program is start. The program is start. Okay. Okay. Taek Lala will join within 5 minutes. Yogesh will join within 5 minutes. Okay, Patricia. Let our invited guest enter slowly. So can start the program.
Okay. Well, today the topic is how to integrate physical activity into the treatment of depression in children and teens. I think that it is a very interesting topic because of the pandemic we are undergoing at the moment. We all know that physical activity can improve different types of mental health conditions. For this reason, specialists, therapists, and educators always advise to stay physically active because this can lead to a better and happier life. And what is important about physical activity is that depending on the disease severity, it can replace medication and psychotherapy. In this way, when children and teens may be reduced to physical activity, they do not depend on taking medicine or going to specific sessions. And this is great because this may help them improve their condition more easily and faster. Well, doing a physical activity with other peers, that is to say social, when they are part of social groups, may also greatly improve their conditions. Why? Because when they are together, this social interaction provides a sense of security, attachment, and belonging. Because whenever these social groups are created, all the members are sharing the same type of condition. Now, what are the three main effects of physical activity? First of all, it is biochemical. We know that when we are doing physical activity, dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins are released. And this creates this feeling of happiness during and after doing exercise. And not only teens and adolescents, today we are concentrating on teens and children, sorry, because they are our students. But normally, everybody feels happier and more productive after doing some sort of physical activity. So as I was saying, first of all, one of the most important effects is biochemical, because of this release of chemicals that improve our overall mood. Then physiological. Why? Because when we do this type of activity, there is an improvement of muscle strength, for example, and heart function. It also increases the blood flow to the brain. Remember that when we release these chemicals, that is, say, endorphins, for example, oxygen is sent to the brain. And when oxygen is present in the brain, it becomes more flexible and ready for the process of learning, for example, or for any other activity the children and teens may do at home now that in some countries we are still in lockdown. Another important effect is psychological. Doing physical activity means that teens and children improve their self-esteem, their self-image, and their self-confidence. That's why it is so important to advise physical activity to children and teens. When they do this type of activities, they can feel the improvement. But today, many countries, I don't know if in Bangladesh, are you still in lockdown, Matma, in Bangladesh? Yes. Yeah, okay, well, we are having the same. We have no classes, and not going to school has deeply affected children and teens, because the meaning of going to school goes beyond learning content. The students did not go to school abruptly. There was no school overnight, and these emotional, mental, and physical problems they started having from the beginning are the result of this lack of school life, because when they go to school, they also enjoy this social and emotional well-being that school provides. For this reason, we as educators should encourage physical activity, especially those students who are suffering some sort of depression, anxiety, or stress. Do you agree? Can anything else can be added?
Okay. Okay, Patricia. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone in today's 13th episode of the International Roundtable session organized by We Bangladesh chapter. Today's topic is how can physical activity are integrated into the treatment of depressions in children and teens. I'm really grateful that you are always with me, and despite your busy schedule. So, in fact, all of us who are involved in this program are members of this family. Oh, Ekota, how are you? I think you are or love this program. That is why you are waiting for Tuesday. Am I right, Patricia?
Sorry? Yes, we are expecting every Tuesday to start having these type of sessions. Huh?
I think you all love this program.
Of course we do. Yes, that's why we are here. And it's a pleasure when we meet people who with whom we have been together for so many weeks. As I said at the beginning, it is a pleasure to share different topics, because these different topics that are covered every single week help us to improve our own practices. And all of them are food for thought. So that's great if we have this opportunity.
I'm fine. Will you join my program?
Laila,
So-
hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine.
Patricia,
Nice to see you.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Today's
Nice to
topic,
see you too.
physical activity
yes,
are integrated into
It's
the
a
treatment
pleasure,
of disease.
really. Sagarita,
Uh,
hi.
Oh, how are you, Patricia?
Laila, we are all
Efta,
friends,
hello,
we are
how
all
are you?
friends
Efta?
here. And when you're not
Yes,
present,
and,
we miss you, really.
I have sent Busha.
Agrita,
I have
hello.
another meeting just before this that gets over at Indian time 7 o'clock. So I finish
Yeah.
that and then I come here.
Yes.
Shagorika, how are you?
Very well. Thank you, Mumtaz. How are you?
Baik Laila, Laila Jacob, Ekota,
Hello, hello, how are you, Mumtaz? How are you? Fine?
Bangladesh, and our Bangladeshi teacher.
Hi.
I'm happy to see all of you.
Yes, happy to see everyone.
Same here, same here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ella, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Fine. Okay. Nice
Okay,
to
I
see
think
you all.
just in fact, there is no doubt that the quality of education will be ensured if we all apply the ideas we get from each other by discussing different topics that we all get together every week. Shagorika, are you agree with me?
Yes, of course. I very much agree that when we discuss with all of us on this particular platform, we get a lot of information, and all of us look at one particular topic differently. So collectively, we are able to get a lot of information, and that information is not even bookish knowledge. It is all practical knowledge.
All right.
Recently, Teresa Henson, she's from USA trainer, GMRT. She has suggested me if I used GMRT script to my roundtable session.
Are you have become a member?
Teresa Henson.
That's great. I sent you the invitation. I'm glad you are part of that.
I told her just GMRT technique clearly. I don't know clearly about the topic, so she interested. Will set my Zoom meeting within short time. There is a answer. Okay, let's all try that together. So the questions here is: do we need to innovate in this program? If so, how should we? Patricia, just have a question. Let's all try that together. So the questions here is: please listen to me carefully. Do we need to innovate in this program? Do we need?
The question is:
do we need
do we need
to innovate in this program? If so, how should it be? Please explain briefly.
We are innovating already. All the teachers present here are innovators, because we are trying to change the quality of education. We are in a period of transformation at the moment, and there is no doubt that this pandemic crisis has greatly accelerated the process, because this pandemic crisis has shown us all the deficiencies of school. That's why when we go back to normal, we will work completely different. For example, the type of evaluation we have been having, the type of instructions we have been using, the type of students we have been having, because most of them before this pandemic crisis, and at the moment, of course, they are having a passive role. Well, now they are having a passive role because we are delivering online classes. There is no other possibility. We are disconnected. And of course, the type of education they are having at the moment has nothing to do to the one we can provide in a real life classroom. Anyway, we are trying hard to give the students what they really need. But of course, the number of periods and the amount of contents have been reduced. So when we go back to school, we will start teaching completely different. We are already implementing new resources and new approaches, different strategies, but of course, everything will be completely different when we start working in our real classrooms. That's why I think that the innovation has already been installed here. We are innovating. Every topic we propose in this type of sessions are related to something different in order to improve the quality of education. So this means that all the teachers that every single Tuesday is present here means that they want something different. We want to leave the traditional school behind because we know that it is not already working. The problem is that there are still teachers who remain in the comfort zone. All of us here have stepped aside the comfort zone. We take risks, we like challenges, and we are proactive because we do want to change the quality of education. And the only way of doing it is working together, creating bonds between teachers. And this is important because now, one of the positive consequences, let's say, of this pandemic crisis is that today we are together. This was not thought before this pandemic crisis started, because I used to get together with my colleagues. They belong to my same country or to the same institution. But this possibility of meeting teachers around the world is priceless. That's why I think that we are enriching ourselves every time we are together.
Thank you, Patricia.
That's my opinion.
Surely we have learned a lot about the novelty of this program from Patricia. We will definitely try to maintain them in this program. Thanks, Patricia, for your important advice. Here we can see that our new guest and most intimate guest, Madhumita, she is our neuroscience and human cognition second best colleague. Madhumita, how are you? Welcome to our platform.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mumtaz. Great to see you. I couldn't attend Pehle. Now I'm happy. Myself and Sagarika, both the Sagarika is regular, but I have joined. So I wish to learn more from you. Thank you for keeping me informed. Thanks.
Thank you.
Where are you from, Madhumita? Where are you?
I am from India, but currently I stay in Dubai. And I am a global perspective educator. I teach global perspectives in A levels and also a neuroscience coach. We all are
That's great. You are educating in Dubai.
No, I am staying in Dubai, but I'm teaching in India online. That's the beauty what you're talking about. The world is so close.
Okay, now I will come to the questions. Before the questions, I want to say something about the topic. Exercise helps our child build stronger muscles and bones, and acting as a simultaneous for the body of adapt to developing a good physical foundation from a young age includes healthy and bone mass density, which will reduce the risk of developing bone-related diseases such as osteoporosis later on the life. So in this stage, I will come to Taitiala, please unmute our microphone. Okay.
Oh. Hello.
just introduce yourself for my audience and just I have the questions. How does physical activity improve children mental health?
Okay. Hello, my name is Laik. I'm an English teacher, teach from Morocco. I'm also Microsoft Innovative Educator expert and Microsoft. I'm interested in using the ICT tools with in my classroom and also implementing that even in school life, and integrating the 21st century skills to our students. Is my voice clear to carry on?
Yes, yes, it's
Very
clear.
okay. So I'm an English teacher, but let's talk about something which is since I'm a language teacher, English teacher, but also I think that music is also here in our language, our native language, Arabic. We say that I will translate. That is a healthy mind is in a healthy body. This is in Arabic, maybe people that they understand Arabic. That is al-aqlu salim fil jismi salim. Okay, a healthy mind is in a healthy body, which means that is okay. Students, learners must also exercise physical activities in parallel with the okay. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm still here.
Yes.
Yes, because I'm. Yes. Physical activity is very important because within four walls of a class, okay, all the time, students become learners becomes stressed. Of course, though we try as teachers engage them by doing, which is something which as I believe in it a lot. We teach them okay by doing, being part of the learning process, teaching process, having one part of the learning and dividing the roles to the learners. Okay, but I think during the COVID, yes, all of us, even as a student, there were no physical activity, or we stayed at home, yes, but maybe other things that we can. I'm giving some solutions, even learning, even learning activities that could be during the class or virtually can, for example, we can create make innovative ways or creative ways how to make the lesson more active. Yes, of course, now with the hybrid learning, we try to make even the lesson interactive. So the students must answer, must do a task, must make it an achievement, make a task in collaborative work, fulfilling all the 21st century skills, which means the collaboration and also problem solving. But all those things doesn't, of course, doesn't make that parallel of making the students also move around, go maybe around the classroom, even in his home. The teacher, okay, supervising him remotely, or her remotely, maybe giving something that is move to your the kitchen, do this task, recipe, share with us maybe. So also this is, or also a sport teacher can, for example, try to record yourself within, for example, a Flipgrid video, for example, if you are familiar with Flipgrid, it's a very nice platform that's, for example, remove video for yourself, how to make these moves and share with us. So this is also learning, exercising, okay, and trying to make the balance that I mentioned at my speech, which means make that balance between the mind and the physique. Very important. So the students are moving, trying to see that the body, giving the right to the body to also to move, and also exercising the mind and giving the information by doing something that the learner does himself, just with the teacher there monitoring, just monitoring for remotely. This is what I can say about having the balance, which is I find between the mind and the body. And of course, there is just one, just giving the inputs of learning. Of course, there will be stress. There is something very, and especially that the age of the learners, they are okay. For example, I am teaching between 13 years old till 18 years old, 16 years old. So they are very active. They have to go to, they are usually accustomed, familiar to the outdoor activities. Now, of course, with the COVID-19 quarantines, so they are obliged to do so. So here, the teachers, it's up to the teachers who make innovative, that as Mrs. Mamat says, how can we be innovative, as we have to think out of the box, which means now let's make the outdoor here indoors. And thank you, sorry for being long with my
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tag, for your insightful and valuable discussions to our today's topic. Here I can say, Yogesh, how are you?
Yes, I am fine. And how are you?
Hi.
Hello,
I'm
Patricia.
fine. I know
Hello.
you are also so busy for your Bangladesh and India telecollaboration program. Congratulations for your successful program.
Yeah, mom, suddenly I got your call. So I just put my work aside and just joined here. So I just want to share here that first I welcome to all my friends from abroad. Friends, myself, Yogesh Sonone. Mamta is my best friend and I always like to come at her coffee table conference. I just want to share that this COVID has affected our life, our educational social life. Everyone like Patricia, Laila, Jacob, and all my friends, they are doing their best initiative for the quality education of students. I am the servant of Maharashtra government, India. So I am also doing a bridge course because all we know that last year, throughout the year, only 40 to 50% students who have their ability, economical condition to get education through online. Their parents have gadgets, mobile laptop, so they got education. But if we think about the tribal or some interior rural part, the student didn't get any help, support by teacher. Means there is a learning gap existed. So our government has designed, I am the member of that core committee, so we have designed a bridge course to bridge the learning outcomes, the learning gaps which are existed for the student of his last class. Learning gap will be Sure, 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 ma'am.
So if you
I
need
will,
me, I'm
I will
there.
definitely knock you. I will definitely knock you. And now
Thank you.
I tell everything about this bridge course. Actually, the course is belongs to government of Maharashtra, and I am the core committee member. So
और
there are
मराठी में पढ़ाना है क्या? मराठी में है तो
no,
डिफिकल्ट है.
English. Hana, the bridge course is belongs to every subject because at
Ah,
our elementary level we have Marathi language, we have English language, we have maths, we have science, we have social science. So the bridge
great.
course is designed for each and every subject because the
Okay.
learning gaps are existed for every subject. It is
Okay.
not
So,
belongs to only language or maths problem,
okay. Okay.
but
Yeah.
it is
No,
a
I'm saying medium of transaction talking. If it is Hindi and English, I would be able to do. I'm not very comfortable with Marathi, yes, but I can understand. But I will be interested. Please contact me.
yes, sure, sure, sure. Hello, Mumtaz.
Yes.
Yes, shall I start?
Okay, I have a questions for
Because
you.
no,
You can
my
continue your space.
yes, because uh, uh, my bridge course material, it is designed for the standard first grade to 8th grade. So it is depend on the learning outcomes. It is designed on the basis of learning outcomes which are existed in the textbook of Maharashtra government, Bal Bharati. So we are just tried to collect activities on the basis of learning outcomes. By doing these activities, the bridge, the gap will be bridged. The learning outcomes, they will become reflective by reflective in the sense that the skills will be improved. It may be listening, speaking, reading, writing, and communication, whatever related to each standard. So that book, it will be designed on the basis of learning outcomes. It will be shared to all students of government of Maharashtra, specifically Jilla Parishad or NMC schools. And if government, if it is not possible to provide every student, but through online way, through digital and virtual platform, the book will be provided to each and every student up to standard 8. We have planned for the baseline and end line. The baseline should carry some questions that belongs to last year, whether the student have some problems, have some knowledge about last year curriculum. And by the end of the project, means this bridge course, it will run during 2 months, means July to August. And after the end of August month, there will be end line will be carried out by government, and then we will do a impact study of that bridge course, whether the bridge course is successful to bridge the gaps of elementary students. It is designed for language, it is designed for maths, science, social science, and English language. Means 5 subjects are just taken into consideration by our state curriculum board, our SCRT, State Council of Educational Research and Training Maharashtra. So in from the month of July, we will start it, we will implement it, and then after month of August, we will get an impact study, how the project is progress or how the students achieved the skills. So I just want to share in, I have given 3 minutes. So I have shared my government initiative for the quality education during the Corona period. And I also like to share that I am also implementing my project telecollaboration between Indian and Bangladesh students. So my first batch of 100 teachers from India and 100 teachers from Bangladesh, it carried out successfully. Now I am going to implement the second batch of this project to aware the 7 sustainable development goals which are prescribed by UNO in 2015. So I am just checking the of India and Bangladesh as well as students. What is the level of achievement? Have they heard about sustainable development goals? In the same way, I also planned 16 sessions virtually to get awareness of these 7 sustainable goals. So in next session, I will explain it thoroughly. And now I just want to speak here. I just want to share my thoughts here. And I am thankful to Mamtaz Rokshana and all the dignitaries who are here. Thank you for giving me a chance to share my ideas here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Yogesh, for your speech delivery and successfully organized India-Bangladesh telecollaboration. Thanks to again. In this stage, I will come to Madhumita. Please unmute your microphone. Madhumita, are you there? Hello, Madhumita, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm there.
Okay. Just introduce yourselves, and I have a question. What is the relationships between physical activity and mental health as in neurotem?
Okay, so definitely when I teach in my class, definitely there is a connection between physical activity and learning in classroom. After doing my neuroscience course, when I thought about this, I knew about the importance, but how important and how to get this in classroom without being, I am not even a PT teacher, so I don't get time to take them out to the ground now during our online session. So what in my small way, I do in my classes, when I start my class, I don't start with the topic of teaching or something. I tell them to all stand up and get moving. And as in neuroscience, there is a term called crossing the midline. Crossing the midline is a very important activity, and I have my video blogs also I've made on that. So you need to cross your midlines whenever you stand and do something. So that activity, there are various activities. There are 5 activities which I do every day for 5 minutes in my class. And also, if I have 2 block class, if I have 40 minutes class, then I give a 5 minutes break of doing this activity, which I have seen people sitting in front of laptop, computer every day, whole day, children, they enjoy this activity and they come back and their learning improved. And this is neurologically proven. These are the 5 activities which have been neurologically proven. The right brain, left brain connection. When we do this right brain to the left brain, when we touch our feet crossing the midline, is a very important activity which we can do in our classroom if we are not in a physical environment. So that's the importance, I think, Mumtaz, we all can do this small thing and it helps in learning. Yes. Hello. Hello.
You're on mute, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madhumita, for your great speech delivery. Here we can see our Bangladeshi teachers, Mr. Sadiqul Islam sir. Are you there?
Yes.
Sadiqul Islam sir. If you say something about our program, please, you can carry on.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Jacob, for inviting me in this program. So this is the first time I'm joining this program. This is Mohammad Sadiqul Islam. I'm the assistant professor in the Department of English and Modern Languages. IUBAT is the one private university. This is the first private university in Bangladesh. Besides, I'm working there as the deputy director in the international program office. So I have no comments rather than I am here just to see the program. Till now, I feel this is a wonderful program. So I hope I will be joining in future and learn something from the scholars from different corners of the world. So thank you very much again for giving me the floor and have a good day.
Thank you, Sadiqul Islam sir. Shagorika, please unmute your microphone.
Yeah, I'm there.
I have a question. So how does physical activity support well-being in my children and in our children?
Yes. Currently well-being is the topic that the whole world is speaking about, because during pandemic children are totally homebound. there is no physical activity at all. So actually people, I mean children, we are unable to get children 100% because they have concentration issues, they have focus issues, and there is absolutely no diversion. Normally what happens in a normal curriculum, in a normal day in a school, they do two classes, and then one class either they move to the music class or a dance class, or they move to the ground, or they move to the laboratory, library, or they move for a short break or long break. There are so many other distractions. So these distractions, nothing but they help the well-being of the child, because the child learns to disconnect from that particular content, the class which is very heavy on theory, very heavy on content, and then goes to another class which is less on content and which is more about well-being, like singing is, you know, singing releases your happy hormones. So PE, physical activities, football, games, all of these indoor games, outdoor games, they all release your happy hormones. So happy hormones have to complement your other classes also. And only when these happy hormones are released, it really matters, because that's where the well-being of the children comes from. They become more enthusiastic, they become more receptive to knowledge, they pay attention, they are focused, and at the same time they can concentrate on the topic that is being done, because there's a shift, you know. Say suppose even while you're eating food, why do we have so much of food on our plate? We have different textures of food on our plate, right? We have curds. In India we have something called papad, then we've got a liquid, that is dal, we've got a dry vegetable, a wet vegetable, we've got rice, we've got so many things on our plate. Why do we have this? So that we can trick the brain, you know, we need to trick the brain. And when you trick the brain with so many dishes on your plate, it becomes more appetizing. Food becomes more appetizing, and you develop that appetite to eat. And when you eat good food, obviously that aids wellness. Similarly, the same analogy being used in school and classroom teaching also. That is physical activities, any kind of this thing that is, you know, it is a distraction from your main course. It's an absolutely distraction from your main course. And this is what releases happy hormones, and you derive an appetite for learning, for more learning. And when you derive an appetite for learning, obviously then it is, you know, then the performance is more, and if the performance is more, the child is happy. If the child is happy, then wellness is already taken care of. So it's all interconnected, it's all a web, it's all a vicious circle. So one thing gives rise to the other thing gives rise to the other. So we need to ensure that even during online classes, as Ms. Madhumita said, you know, that we need to even include certain activities, like maybe while we are teaching, you know, if you see that one particular child is distracted, suddenly, I mean, I ask them, come on, you stand up, sit down for 5 times. So the moment they do this stand up, sit down for 5 times, they're taking in more oxygen. And when they are taking in more oxygen, the brain is opening up, the brain is able to function well. And when the brain is able to function well, the grasping capacity is more. So these are very important. Anything in learning, any physical activity in learning is very, very important for the well-being of the child. So we need to, as educators, we need to keep in mind that any class more than 20 minutes, a learning takes place only for 20 minutes. Beyond 20 minutes, if you're teaching a child, then it's your waste of time, it's even the child's waste of time. After 20 minutes, you can get into recapitulation mode, ask question answers, ask a quiz, put in some kind of debate or maybe some kind of activity. But your main core teaching has to be only for 20 minutes per class, you know. So that is what. So all these things, and then when we talk about physical activity, maybe a small project or maybe something in the class, you know, can aid that physical movement from your place where you're sitting. You just get up from there and go get something. That is also a physical movement. That little physical movement also, it just aids the well-being of the child. So there are a lot of things that on online mode also we can do it. And it is very important that we educators, we follow this, because well-being our children should be is critical and should be our main focus in the teaching learning process. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Sagarika.
Thank you.
I know that you are, there is no doubt you are good speaker and good negotiator. Still, we always receive important information from your speech delivery, which will be example for our quality education. Thanks again for your speech delivery.
Thank you.
Here you can
Thank you.
here you can see our new guest, Bhimlal Shrestha. Are you there? Bhimlal Shrestha, he's from Nepal. Okay, she's maybe he's disconnected. Laila Jacob, please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Yeah.
Laila, how can physical activity be the key to all alleviating depression and other mental health conditions?
So, good evening to one and all present over here. I am Laila Jacob, representing India. As wellness or stay fit, a healthy mind in a healthy body. These all things are very usual, very traditional concepts. But mindfulness and wellness, it has already come up in the minds of each and everyone, whether they are youngsters or they are adults or they are grown-ups or they are senior citizens. Everybody is always worrying about wellness. So wellness plays an important role in our life, especially during this pandemic condition. We have already come to know that how we can attain that wellness, sitting in the same room within the four walls, and then we become lazy, and we all know that an idle man's mind is a devil's workshop. We don't want to become that. And another thing is that jack of all trades, master of none. Two contradictory things will be always fighting in your mind, whether I have to become a jack of all trades or I have to become a lazy man or a lazy woman to become the devil's workshop. In my opinion, what I will do for the students is, yes, I will ask them, do what you love. What is the meaning of do what you love? Everybody knows. When we adopt the policy of do what you love, you are giving the freedom to them. It doesn't mean that you are already asking them to go beyond the freedom, what is not allowed in the online classes or offline classes. We know very well that in this particular condition or situation in the present scenario, blending of education or blending of learning is already happening, offline and online. In the case of online classes, how we can remove the stress from the minds of the children. At home, they are completely in stress, and when the online class is going on, they are also in stress, where their childhood is. Being a good educator, as we all are in the field of education, it is our moral responsibility to create that atmosphere, the healthy atmosphere for the children to come out of the stress, to de-stress themselves. How can we de-stress themselves, or how can we help? Get moving to manage stress. Exercise in any form can act as a stress reliever. Being active can already boost your feel good and distract you from all worries. For example, even in the online class, during the online class also, we can become the masters by asking them to do some yoga. Recently, we have already celebrated International Yoga Day. Many of you have already participated in that International Yoga celebration. Even though we were at home, we did not go to the park, we did not go to the ground. In that particular room where I am sitting now, I participated in the International Yoga celebration conducted by GTM. Mamda Mamas also participated. Like that, many of you might have participated in the International Yoga celebration conducted by many foundations. Our children have participated. That is one way of asking them to de-stress themselves. Aerobics can also be already been implemented even in the online classes. More than
Laila, probably
more than that. If we speak, then it will not work. So I'd like to say that whenever we will We have to find out the ways by which we can increase the immune system. The same thing, they will go home and they will be always asking their parents or grandparents to do in order to improve their immune system. So this way, if we try to improve the system, then surely we will be able to create a healthy world, a globally healthy world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laila Jacob, for your discussions. Bimlal Shrestha sir. Bimlal Shrestha sir. Bimlal Shrestha sir,
Yes,
unmute your microphone. Yes. He is newcomer, our We Bangladesh platform and international roundtable session. Welcome to sir from Bangladesh and We Bangladesh chapter. Since you are newcomer, then if you say something about our program, then you can carry on.
Okay. Namaste, and this is Bimlal Shrestha from Nepal. I'm the principal of a private boarding school. Right now, our schools are under the lockdown. Because of the lockdown, we have not got the chances to reach the school too. Because of the lockdown, we are using the alternative ways, alternative medium to teach the students. And we are teaching most of the boarding schools, or let's say the most of the public schools, students are also under the lockdown, and the teachers, they have been teaching using the Zoom and like others, Google Meet. No, likely everyone they are teaching to the students. It is not comfort. It is not being easier to teach in Nepal, because most of the people, most of the parents, they don't believe the online. They are telling that that is the way of teaching the parents and as well as the students, where students also cannot enjoy in online because of their age, because of their interest, because of their economical status also. The students, they are not being able to, find the gadgets, okay, find the Wi-Fi, internet facility. That is why also the parents, they won't like to afford the online education. But most of the principal, they are convincing the parents to bring the students in the online, but parents are pretending, and students are also pretend not to attend in the online classes. It is happening in Nepal, and government is also not giving focus so much in the online. And there is one telecom in Nepal. Nepal government's telecom company is there, and it is providing the Wi-Fi, it is providing the internet facility, but it is too much weak. That is why also the students are not entertaining in online. However, we are trying to conduct it, but most of the students, when the physical class, they were entertaining and they were taking the fun in the class. When they used to join physically, they were happy. They used to come happily in the school. They used to come school happily. But later, nowadays, they won't like to read the same book in their online class. Okay, it is happening in the Nepal. Thank you, all the board members of this program who provided me the chance to speak here, especially the Mamtaj Rukshana ma'am. I would like to thank you because you provided me a chance to speak here from Nepal. Thank you.
Thank you, Bimlal Shrestha sir, for sharing your views. In this stage, I will come to Sarid Ghosh sir. Are you there? If you're there, please unmute your microphone. Sarid Ghosh sir. Sarid Ghosh. Sarid Ghosh sir. Okay. Any Bangladeshi teachers say something? Do you say something, any Bangladeshi teacher? No. Okay. In this stage, I will come to Patricia. Please unmute your microphone. Patricia, later. Just,
Yeah.
What are the signs of depression in children during COVID-19 pandemic? What strategies can be used to help them feel better?
Well, what a topic. Yes, what a question, really. Well, we all know that this pandemic crisis and living in lockdown, both of them have greatly affected our lives. In fact, it has devastated our lives, shattering schools and businesses and destroying the economy of every country around the world. The problem is that nobody has paid real attention to the problem the students started having when this pandemic crisis started. Some studies that were made during the first year of the pandemic really consider the economic and the social problems caused by this pandemic crisis, but little attention was given to the social and emotional and physical problems students were having for not going to school. Today, there has been an increased interest in the problems teens and children are having. And this is very important because the well-being, the social and emotional well-being that is provided by school was suddenly cut off overnight. So this means that children did not, and teenagers did not have the possibility of going to school. And going to school, as I said before, goes beyond learning content. What the children and teens miss is school life, socialization, the relationship that can be created with peers and teachers. This cannot be established when we are separated by a screen. So this has given rise to a variety of mental health conditions that, of course, should be treated. That's why physical activity is an element that can greatly help students. All the other teachers have been mentioning the benefits of using physical activity in children and teens. Why? Because, first of all, different types of activities improve learning. And besides, their brains feel better because remember that when we do activities, physical activities, oxygen is sent to the brain. This means that the brain becomes more flexible and ready to learn. That's why normally, independent of advising physical activity outside the classroom, before starting a class, we can start giving our students some sort of physical or mental activity so as to prepare them for the process of learning. For example, it may be some relaxation, some physical activity, maybe stretching, gym brain, or just coordinating activities which will make the brain alert. For this reason, we should always be encouraging the use of physical activities, not only when students are having any mental health disease, but in any situation in which physical activity may be present, should be encouraged. And something very important is that drama, it's not a physical activity, but drama is very important and it is usually ignored at school because when students, for example, in this situation in which we are living in lockdown, drama may help a lot because when students are involved, for example, in a performance of a very short script in which they are giving a particular role, their emotions are out and they have the possibility of expressing themselves being another person because they are taking the role of a character. And this is very important because in this way, they feel a sort of relief when they are able to express their emotions through drama. Besides drama, Sagarika also mentioned other activities, dancing, singing, swimming, running. They are extracurricular activities that may also be encouraged in order to improve the whole well-being of our students.
Thank you, Patricia. Madhumita wants to lead the meeting. Okay, Madhumita. Nasis sir. Hello. Nasis sir.
Yes, I am hear you.
I
Okay.
know that you know clearly about our today's topic. So if you say something about our topic, please you can carry on.
Okay, thank you. I missed some information delivered from Shagurika and other participants, those who participate from outside of Bangladesh, because I connect with 10 or 15 minutes. So I here's some information from Patricia Arbona, Argentina, and I hope I hear from Dr. Shagurika and other special guests. Today's topic is very important. How can physical activity be integrated into the treatment of depression in children and teens? So it is important that our student 1 year and 3 months has passed, but they could not attend regular classes. So they feel or they have to depression in this situation. Our pandemic situation, Bangladesh as well as all over the world, many of the students suffer from this problem. So our student, they have to stay home and they learn from online or other sources, YouTube or Facebook page, online school. So they have faced some problem. This is on kind of depression. I mention here our students, many of the students come from poor families. They do not avail accessories or device problem. Some of the students, their guardian has no television and a smartphone. They have will, but they do not participate or they do not connect it with online classes. Many of the students of our country as well as other country, they access online classes. I mention here some many of survey will be happened this situation. There are 40 to 50% student actually avail such kind of classes or learning. So greater portion of students, they far away from this online education. It is our great problem in education sector. Our government as well as our education sector, education administration, they try their best to implement or uh, uh, involve all students in online class as well as TV class and other YouTube or Facebook classes. So yeah, it is a very important topic you have selected. I thank special thanks to Momotaz Roxana. She always try to introduce us in uh, 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 very good topic every week. So I do not elaborate my speech. I thank to Mr. Mrs. Patricia Arbona, and I thank to Dr. Shagurika Bhatia. I thank our special guests, Shamsuddin Ahmed Talukdar Sir. I thank to and Mustafa Alam Sarkar, our Upozila Secondary Education Officer, Sitakundo, Chattogram, Bangladesh. And other participants, those who participate here, such as Laila Jacob, she is always our participant connected with us. Laila Taif from Morocco, and other guests. One of the guests, Bhimlal Shrestha from Nepal. He participate or discuss about today's topic very well. And other participants, I mentioned here our native participant. I thank all, and I end up my speech here. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Nasir sir. After 1 minute, we will rejoin if audience wants. I think today's topic is very important. Nasir sir, from your discussions, the real picture of Bangladesh has come to the present time. I mentioned that after 1 minute, we will rejoin because we use prime tune. So in this stage, I would like to Talukdar sir, please unmute your microphone. Sir,
yes, please.
Sir, what effects do physical activity and exercise have on depression and inflammation?
Thank you very much for giving me floor. I'm sorry that I'm late because I have some work, and maybe I missed some of the important parts that are delighted.
Talukdar sir, unmute your microphone. Many of our join slowly. Please continue your speech delivery.
Okay, welcome back. You know, physical activity is such kind of activity which always activated our brain. Without physical activity, our brain will not respond as what we expect. You just look when the bell rang in the school. Children are very happy. They start to run out. And in the field, they are just scared. and they are just talking with one another. Some are going to play football or something like that. And especially in girls' school, they are playing by groups. And it is really indicating that mental ability is grown by physical activity. Especially the psychologists knew better than me. You know, in this pandemic situation, especially in home, in real life, elderly people thought like that emotion is mostly work within them. But even a children who is 2 months old, even he has a emotion. Even he just, if you look, if you just want to give him something, then if you just took it away, you will see he will never again extend his hand to get those things. It means he already reacted. Though we are not getting any sound from his or her voice. In this pandemic situation, really we are in a problem where our children are not getting any activity in order to activate it by themselves. Inside the room, what they should do? At least they are gossiping. Sometimes they are arguing with their father and mother. In third world, especially the parents are not so literate. So they never thought what is going on in the mind of our children. So this is our responsibility to activate them in order to activate our children, especially through Zoom or media like this. We can start exercise in our home as a guide. So children will do it in front of their device. Many of the organizations are doing this thing right now. They are just going to play music and children are doing some exercise like this or that. After that, they are doing some drama. In that way, they are activated. Sometimes it was given to the children, they are leading and other children are doing those things. You know, when you are very busy with some physical activity, then you just forget all the things what is happening around you. So you are really concentrating your mind in a particular point. When you are able to concentrate it in your particular point, then your exercise, breathing exercise and other things allow you to take more oxygen. It goes all around your body and your cell became fresh. So you feel more fresh. Especially Shagorika went to the forest and she took many pictures with trees, and she wrote that a tree is very important for our oxygen. If we don't go out, we cannot get such kind of oxygen. So we have to visit either and thither in order to getting oxygen. Am I right, Shagorika? Did you give a picture like that?
Yes. Pictures, yeah. I did.
Yeah, that's really very beautiful. It's really inspiring us that we have to love the green things. So in our children, in this pandemic situation, we have to talk with our parents, especially how to guide our children in order to become activated inside the room. So we, from now, try to engage our parents in order to activate our children. Because when children is playing with something and he is feeling exciting, through that excitement, he just forget, oh, what's around my house and other places. So he is very much concentrated with that play, especially in the house. You can arrange a lot of play like yoga. You know, yoga is very good exercise. When the children will do it, they feel more refreshed. And at the same time, if they have a sister and brother, they can play around with some cards, with some music, something like that. In our school, we have to give a break. You know, in Bangladesh, in very few schools, there is a break in between two periods. But this is very important. If we arrange a break within 2 periods, so children can run away and they just come back, they feel refreshed. But in Bangladesh, it is not happening. The class is going continuously. in between the class, if we just arrange something like that, it will be more good. And unfortunately, in Bangladesh, the class size is so big. So sometimes teacher is not able to activate them inside the classroom with lot of activities. There is some hindrance, but they can just make it more good if they bring out them to the field. Even sometimes they can took the class under the tree. In that case, children will feel more free. Teacher can give them more activity to do some work within that field. Okay, thank you very much. It is really very important topic, especially I think Shagorika and Patricia is expert on that matter, especially Shagorika is also working with that. I know he is working about the sports and education. This is very special interest that she showed. How can we introduce sports through which children will be able to learn the text? That's really very wonderful task. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, Talukdar sir, for your great speech delivery. I want to say something. If you want to love your life, you have to take care, surely you have to take care of you and our physical and mental health. So I think that regular exercise can have a profoundly positive impact on depression and anxiety. It also relieves stress, improve memory, help our sleep better, and boost our overall moods. If you say something, I would like to just our audience, if you anybody summarized our summarized our program, please you can carry on. Anybody?
Well, the idea is very simple. Physical activity should be present in the classroom independent of any mental health condition. We teachers should encourage mental physical exercise whenever it is possible. Normally, I do some warm-ups before starting the class. It can be done at any level because, as I have said before, this prepares the brain. It keeps the brain alert and it is ready for the process of learning. So we all know the benefits of physical activity. For those students who at the moment are having anxiety, they are feeling anxiety or depression or just stress, I think that it is a good opportunity to encourage any kind of physical exercise. The thing is that this type of activity should be encouraged at home. Well, what can we do at home in order to improve our present situation? It is a temporal, emotional problem we are having at the moment, but experts say that this should be treated now because these problems will last after the pandemic crisis finishes. For this reason, we need to keep on insisting on the use of physical activity because, as Laila has said, when we have a healthy mind in a healthy body, when there is this balance, there is no doubt that we are able to do or to perform any activity in life, not only learning, because children and teenagers do many things during the day. It is not just restricted to learning. So their lives can be improved in general when physical activity is present.
Thank you, Patricia. Sarit Ghosh sir, are you there? Hello, Sarit Ghosh sir, are you there? Sarit Ghosh sir. Probably she is out of net. If anybody says something about our program, please. No.
It's
Well,
wonderful that you always doing some beautiful program. You're thinking about it, which is very much interrelated with our children, with our parents, with our education. And we are benefited as you are running this program with the educators all over the world. They are just expressing their view, and we are just going to understand exactly what they are thinking. You know, every individual is different in terms of learning, in terms of knowledge. So this is really good platform where we are getting other knowledges and other thinking, so I can enrich my ideas, and thereby I can influence other people. Like that, you choose one very important topic, especially in school. We are not considering their mental health. We are always giving pressure to read more and more and more. But mental health is a first criteria through which they receive all the things around them. If my mental ability is not supporting them, if I am not feel pleasure, then how should I got those things very quickly? Unfortunately, parents are scrolling their children as they are not able to repeat their text again and again. But if you know, if we can just use some technique through game, through exercise, if they're able to gain the ideas, it will work automatically. If we just study about brain, you know, brain is very unique body structure where neurosystem is supporting us always. We know about neuroplasticity. We know about how the iron is moving from one area to another area, and how the chemical or hormone is passing from one area to another area, and the area is supporting to work with those of the articles. But unfortunately, when parents are beating them, he heated in his brain or some other places, brain injured, and it will very difficult to recover very quickly. But again, we know about the plasticity of the brain. If there is a weak student, never mind. If we can just give them a little environment, the neuron system will regenerate, and he start to understand from very beginning. Ultimately, he overcome all the things. So still now we have a chance to make our children's brain activated by giving them proper environment, proper nutrition, proper understanding. Maybe someone is slow, someone is faster. Never mind. But those who is slow, he has another characteristic, but we don't care. Maybe one children is not good in text, but he is good in cricket. Maybe he is good in football. Maybe he is good in telling story. Why we are not separating them and activated them through their understanding? Thereby they will able to understand all the things. Let we become more patient, and we have to support our children. Every children is our asset. You know, we have to love every children, especially with their characteristics. On earth, there is several types of job. If people can survive with any job, but we should not give more pressure to them to cramming the text. We have to bring them out to play with their own way. That will be a good idea that we can do. But for that, the educators should start to work in their own country. How to change the environment of the classroom, how to change the mindset of the parents, and how to support them. You know, in village, what I am watching, many schools were just open up, but the teachers and the entrepreneur is not expert in education, so they are giving more emphasis on dresses, on smartness, and on colorful books. But inside the classroom, there is no educational activity. They're just going, read it over and over. When they're coming out, they are just able to speak some of the word in English. So parents are very happy. But exactly, we are destroying them. So we have to be careful from that area. So thank you, Mamotas, for giving me chance. I hope this session will open up our insight to think newly what should we do from the very grassroots level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tarun sir. Here we can see our secondary education officer, Mustafa Kamal. Sir, are you there? Mustafa, okay.
Yes, I am.
Sir,
Yeah, thank you.
I know that you know well our today's topic. How can physical activity be integrated into the treatment of depression in children and teens? So, if you say something about our today's topic, please you can carry on. Sir.
Distinguished guests, thank you very much, Ms. Momtaz. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our Honorable Sir Talukdar Sir, our Principal Nasir Sir, and all other dignitaries from various countries in the world. I would like to thank once again Ms. Momtaz to give me the chance. Actually, I've not gone through the topics exactly so far, but I've got it earlier, but I couldn't study on this. Although I'll try to say something else. The topic is very important and is very interesting. We can say that how can the topic is like that. How can physical activity be integrated into the treatment of depression in children and teens? This is the today's topics. And here I can find that she has written there, Ms. Mamta has written there, this is has written important things that teachers are lifelong learners. That means teachers are also the kind of students. They should learn throughout the life. They're the lifelong learner. We actually sometimes we forget it, but we should remember it always. And if we take it into our consideration or in our mind, then I think we'll be able to be a good teacher. So anyway, I want to say something else within very short words. I think I will not be able to say like Talukdar sir because he is so senior to us and he's so excellent, really so fluent, and other dignitaries also they're all knowledgeable. With due respect and honor, I would like to say something else. I would like to add here. In fact, physical activity may play an important role in the management of mild to moderate mental health diseases, especially depression and anxiety. In our country, if we say we can find our teenagers and young children and teenagers, the age is very vulnerable. Although people with depression tend to be less physically active than non-depressed individuals. Increased aerobic exercise or strength training on strength and training has been shown to reduce depressive symptoms significantly. However, sometimes we can say habitual physical activity has not been shown to prevent the onset of depression. Anxiety symptoms and panic disorder also improve with the regular exercise, and beneficial effects appear to equal meditation or relaxation. In general, we can see acute anxiety response better to exercise if children or teenagers they exercise than chronic anxiety. That means I want to mean acute anxiety responds better to exercise than chronic anxiety. Studies of older adults and adolescents with depression or anxiety have been limited, but physical activity appears beneficial to those populations as well. Excessive physical activity may lead to overtraining, and generate psychological symptoms that mimic depression. Several different psychological mechanisms have been proposed to explain the effect of physical activity on mental health disorders. Well-controlled studies are needed. I think actually I want to say something about our teenagers and young children, those who are the children, and physical activity may reduce the depression of children and teen. And nowadays, what we find in our country also, I don't know what about the other country, other parts of the other countries in the world, but in our country, what we see in generally day by day, this is increasingly, this is actually we are going to a red alert, as our teenagers and children they are not very much habituated with the physical activities. So within very short period of time, they are becoming say they are suffering from some diseases, from depression or anxiety, or some disabilities also we see somewhere in some cases. But mostly what we see, the scenario is that in Bangladesh, what is alarmingly increasing day by day, that is the students, they are very much habituated with the tabs or gadgets or these electronic devices. Usually, in our cases, actually, I want to say about myself. And earlier, I think Talukdar sir and my Ms. Momtaz and Principal Nasib sir, Principal Nasib sir also, they will be agree with me. They will be agree with me that in our early life we are used to do some physical exercise. We were used to play. We were move physically. Then that's why we remain ourselves very good in healthy and sound health and mind. But nowadays we don't find we find the children's and teenagers, they are becoming much more selfish, much more self-centered. They don't want to share anything else. So this is I think this is sometimes when we can see in the year 2019 I went to Thailand. I've seen the school-going students, all they are busy with their gadgets. All their students, they are busy with their tabs. They have no time to at least to chat each other, to talk to each other. That means face-to-face chatting, face-to-face exchange of views and opinions is going to be less day by day. The same scenario, I think Bangladesh is also facing now, as we have started online classes in our country during pandemic, you know very well. But all the students are from secondary level to university level, they are taking their lessons from online. It's good, they're taking their lessons, but that maybe they're taking lessons 1 or 2 hours, they are passing 1 or 2 hours quality time. But beside that, they are spending 6 to 8 hours in excluding that quality, excluding the education. That's why our government also has taken some steps to train the adolescent girl, especially the government has taken taken steps to train adolescent girls to let them understand the cyber rules, cyber crime rules, how cyber crime happen, how cyber crime occurs, and so they can female student, they can take care of themselves, and they should aware about the rules and regulation of the country law, and they should what should they do and what should not be do. We have already we have started this program to disseminate, and I think government will start to disseminate this program throughout the country. So what I in short, in brief, what I want to say, that is we are emphasizing the online education. Yes, worldwide, globally, we are encouraging, but in some context, what should I say, in our country, we are facing a lot of problems. We are facing, we are in fact a highly densely populated country in third world country or in the world. So we face a lot of obstacles to go on. Despite that, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, we are going forward. with technology. We are using now technology in the education, ICT in education. A lot of steps we have taken, then we are going forward. Now we are inspecting the schools online with some physical, some apps. We have got the multimedia, multimedia content, multimedia classroom monitoring system. So we, when we visit physically, then we have to submit it. Whether it might be a teacher, he or she is taking the class, or it might be the officer or the inspector of education. It doesn't matter, but both should submit their report online. So this is our progress. We have, I think, for the last 1 year, we are struggling, and our teachers, they are also doing very well, quite okay. They are trying to improve their capacity to fight with the child psychology, and they are taking classes. Actually, when the teachers, they are coming to the virtual classes, so they should prove themselves whether they are capable or not. So they should take preparation. So in our pedagogy, what we used to say to the teachers, they should prepare a lesson plan, and they should take preparation, then they should go to the class. But in mostly, I think, mostly the teachers, they don't like to do some cases, they don't like. So this is the challenge for our teachers. So I think through this, we are developing our quality of education, quality, and improving our capacity, improving our teachers' capability also. So what I want to say lastly, before I conclude, I want to say one thing. This age is very vulnerable. So this should be addressed with importance, and it should be discussed widely, much more, as you have some people from various countries. I want to know about your countries. Sorry to say, maybe I have missed your valuable speech someone's, but since then, I'll be happy to know some, learn from you. In fact, when I come to the roundtable or some discussions, in fact, I always want to learn something from you. Especially some senior personnel, Patricia. I respect very much Dr. Sagorika. I always find them, they are very much fluent, and they are regular in this. Our We Bangladesh chapter is organized by and the anchor is Miss Momtaz. She is very hardworking lady, and this she organized this, and I welcome. So anyway, what I say here, there's nothing. Nothing I can say, nothing negative in favor of physical. About the physical, without the physical activity, our teenagers, they cannot be a full-fledged student. They should be a mentally, if they become a mentally, physically okay, then they should be they might be physically also, they will be okay. So this is the needless to say, but we should encourage them through some curriculum, some activities. And I think from this forum, we can include some students also from adolescent, from various schools in our country, and from your countries, I think India and other countries. So our students also can, they can also exchange views and opinions. Then I think we'll be helpful, we'll be benefited through this. Besides our discussion, these steps we may take in future. So anyway, I think already I passed a lot of time, and thank you very much for giving me the chance, and all the dignitaries and guests from the various countries. I would like to thank you very much for hearing, patience hearing about me and my deliberation. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to all. Thank you, Ms. Mumtaz.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable and informative speech sharing us. I have a last question. So Sagarika, please unmute your microphone, and can you give me some benefits of, can you give me some example? Benefits of exercise on student mental health or physical health? Just 2 minutes, your time.
Yeah, for mental health, and so for mental health, let me give you some quick exercise. While the students are there on online classes,
yes,
what you could do this particular exercise, it activates the midbrain, the left brain and the right brain. You put these fingers together. Can you see me? You can maybe spotlight me so that I'm visible to all. Maybe you could spotlight, yeah. So if you take in the fingers like this, always that the left brain activates the left side of the body, activates the right side of the body, whereas the right hand activates the left side of the body. It's always a cross. So when you do this, and if you can see my thumb, can you spotlight me? Do you know how to spotlight, Mamtaz? Hold on just a sec. I won't be able to spotlight because I'm not the host. So anyway,
Focused.
no, now you are spotlighting someone else. Yeah. You will have to go to the three dots on top and click on spotlight so that others can see it clearly. Yeah. Anyway, so you clockwise thumb, then anti-clockwise thumb. Then you take the index finger, then take the index finger, clockwise index finger, anti-clockwise.
Is it right way?
Yes, right way, right way. Okay. Then anti-clockwise index finger. Then you take your middle finger, clockwise middle finger, anti-clockwise middle finger. Then you take this clockwise, do it with all the fingers, 5 times clockwise, 5 times anti-clockwise. When children do this, the left brain, right brain gets rejuvenated. There is another very beautiful exercise this way: clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Yeah. So this also in online classes, if you just want to just a quick rush. Another is that you join these two palms and you rub them. It generates heat once you just rub them. You are energizing your whole body, and after you rub those palms, rub them very fast, and then you just put them here like this on your eyes. So everything, your whole body is energized, and your eyes, which are very tired after seeing so much of online on Zoom and everything that the children are doing, so it gives that kind of power and energy. So these are 3 very quick exercises. Plus and so these are also for mental health. These are all for your mental, because if it's taking care of your brain, it's taking care of your mental health. Then also another exercise is that they're constantly sitting like this. So these shoulders, so clockwise shoulders, anti-clockwise shoulders. Okay. Another exercise is you raise your hand on top. Let me just quickly you raise your hands on top. Okay. Let me just get behind. Yeah. You raise your hands on top and you hold this and stretch. Stretch. Do this, stretch. Do this, stretch. Yeah. So that's what, so you need to, yeah, Patricia's doing it very well. Wonderful, Patricia. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Super.
Yeah, I do it. I do it with my students.
Yes, you should.
Yes, in my warm-ups. Yes, that's right.
It really works wonders. It works wonders, and there is a gush of blood. And when there is a gush of blood to the brain, so obviously then then they can focus better. And also at the same time, please remember that we are educators. We need to give, when we talk of mental health, we need to give our children an atmosphere which is psychologically safe. Very important. It has to be psychologically safe, wherein you shouldn't be shouting, screaming, howling at the children. If they make mistakes, children will make mistakes. They will switch off their cameras. They will not be doing their work. But that's okay. At the end of the day, we need to understand that the times that they are moving into, these are the children who are so vibrant and they're so versatile. Why? They would like to run around. They would like to talk. They would like to scream, shout, howl. And these same children are put into 4 walls. So please consider this. Please consider this and be a little more empathetic towards them. And when you are empathetic towards them, is something that you can really help them come up. Listen to them. We need to be good listeners. Yeah, as educators, we really need to be very good listeners. Let's listen to them, because that is what will motivate them, and that is what will take care of their mental health. Because many of them are facing challenges as many of the Bangladesh speakers have said that they come from poor families, you know, they come from challenged backgrounds. Many of them, many children come from challenged backgrounds, but you can't penalize a child for having come from a challenged background. You know, child is ultimately a gift of God. And if the child is coming to us, we as educators, we should be blessed to address these kind of children, you know. So have that kind of love, that kind of empathy for these children. And if we have that, then I think we can really make them beautiful, lovely individuals, and they will respect us for that. And if children are good of this generation, then generations that will come ahead also will be very robust generation. And if the generation is robust, then there's going to be peace in the world. There's going to be less war, more peace, you know. So it is all on how we mold our children. This is in our hands. We are educators. How we mold them, it's going to change the world. And today on this global platform that we are, I mean, and I'm very happy that I'm getting to speak to everybody, that all of us should be on the same page, that let's develop children, a generation that is more peace loving. You know, it is very easy to wage war, but then let's have sustainable goals with them. Let's teach them how to live through the UN sustainable goals, to save water, to save the planet, to save Mother Earth, and how to live with sustainable development goals. So I think there is lots that we can do. And this is a beautiful platform, Mumtaz, that we all can have such deliberations. We all can speak our heart out. And I think we can communicate well. And this communication is going worldwide. So let people listen to it and let people change. That's how. So that's also our own mental health also.
Thank you, Sagarika, for fruitful and
Thank you very much.
beneficial last speech delivery. Okay, now we need to finish. Something needs to be said before concluding. I'm very grateful for your long time with me to help me make the program a success. I have learned a lot from your long and valuable discussions, and I have tried and this always myself. I hope the audience will also benefit from today's program and will use it successfully in their work-oriented life. I will try to strengthen our education system by capturing the content of our discussions, and your discussions play an helpful role in the quality of education. I wish everybody will, the world epidemic COVID-19 are taken a different form, so we'll all be careful from our different place. Thanks again for being with me, and hope to see you next week on different topic and different new guests. Everybody, thanks too.
Thank you from Sarit Ghosh, India. Very nice. খুব ভালো লাগলো। খুব ভালো।
Sarit Ghosh sir, আমরা খুব এনজয় করেছি।
ভীষণ ভালো হয়েছে, সবাই ভালো বলেছে। আর আর এটাই আমরা যদি কন্টিনিউ যদি করি, তো আমরা সবাই নিশ্চয়ই উইল বি ভেরি গুড এডুকেটার্স। আর আমরা এরকম করে আমরা জুড়বো, আর জুড়ে জুড়ে আমরা এই দুনিয়াটাকে একটু ভালো ভালো বাচ্চাদের আমরা যদি ভালো করে যদি আমরা বড় করতে পারি, তাহলে এই দুনিয়াটা খুব ভালো দুনিয়া হবে আমাদের সবাদের জন্য।
ঠিক বলেছেন ডক্টর সাগরিকা। নেক্সট টাইম মমতাজ ম্যাম নিশ্চয়ই ইনভাইট করবেন। আমি নিশ্চয়ই
বাংলা বলেন। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ।
আমি বাঙালি।
আমিও বাঙালি।
Thank you, Sagarika. Thank you, Patricia. Thank Laila, and thank you, respectable Shamsuddin Talukdar sir, Mustafa Alam sir, Nasir sir, Sarit Ghosh sir, and all of you.
Mamtaz, let me give a minute. সাগরিকা, আপনি যেহেতু বাঙালি, আমি একটা অনুরোধ করতে চাই। সেটি হলো আমাদের শিক্ষক, হ্যাঁ, আমাদের শিক্ষকদের সামনে আপনি যদি মনস্তাত্ত্বিক বিষয়গুলো একদিন একটু বাংলায় বলেন, আমি শিক্ষক জোগাড় করব। কেননা এই জায়গাটা অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। আমরা যদি শিক্ষকদের না বুঝাতে পারি আমাদের মাথা কিভাবে কাজ করে, এর ভিতরের রহস্যগুলো কি এবং শিক্ষার্থীর সাথে সম্পর্ক কি, তাহলে কিন্তু তারা ভুল করতেই থাকবে। এবং এটি আজকে আমার জন্য একটি বড় সুযোগ তৈরি করে দিল এটা জানা যে আপনি বাঙালি। সুতরাং আমরা বাংলাদেশিদের জন্য একটা বড় অনুষ্ঠান আপনাকে দিয়ে করব। ঠিক আছে?
সাগরিকা বাংলা বলতে আপনি জানেন না স্যার?